Good morning, writers. We have an exciting week ahead of us for our journal time. We're actually going to work towards writing a story. So we're going to use what we've written in our journal so far, the story that we wrote together last week. And you remember we talked about the character, setting, problem, and solution. So for example, the story that I wrote was, in the forest there lived a fox who loved to race her friends. One day, when she was in a race, she got lost. She felt scared. She looked around for her friends. Suddenly, her friends came out of the trees and helped her find her way home. They were just hiding. She was so happy. Okay, so we're going to use this as kind of a rough draft for a story that we'll write throughout the week. So today we're going to plan our story, what's going to be in the beginning, middle, and end of our story, and then each day we'll write a new part of it into our author's workbook. So I've been anxiously waiting to use this with you. So this is your author's workbook. It's yellow, got a little pencil on it, and you'll find it in your envelope. Hold please. It says top secret. Okay, so on the first page, I have fixing up a story. So just practicing putting events in order. So here it says Tommy fell in, splash. We have no idea what's going on there, right? Tommy, who's Tommy? And then it says Tommy and I were playing by the pond. And then it says Tommy went up to the water to look at a frog. Okay, those are way out of order. So we're gonna put those in order. So what you'll need is your scissors, glue stick, all right? And we're gonna cut out these little cards here. We're gonna put them in order just as a little brain exercise to practice putting events of a story in order of how they occur. And this story could go on a little bit longer, but this is as far as they've gone, and we're gonna put these events in order as best we can. Okay, so let's try it this way. Let's see. Tommy fell in, splash. Tommy and I were playing by the pond. Tommy went up to the water to look at a frog. Okay. I think that at the beginning, we're introducing what's happening, right? So in the beginning, it says, Tommy and I were playing by the pond. And then Tommy fell in. Could happen, but then Tommy went up to the water to look at a frog. I think that makes more sense here because I think that's how he fell in. Let's see if you agree with me. Tommy and I were playing by the pond. Tommy went up to the water to look at a frog. Tommy fell in, splash. Okay, that makes the most sense to me. So I'm gonna glue those in. And you can too, you can glue them along with me. So just a little practice, getting our minds working with putting events in order of how they occur. All right. Awesome work. Woo! So once you've done this, you can take a picture to show me that you did it along with me. And this is just our first page in our author's notebook. Okay, and then our second page is going to be my story plan. So this is how I'm gonna plan out my story. And I'm gonna stick with the story that I already wrote. If you're feeling creative and wanna create your own whole other story, go for it. But I'm gonna stick with the one I wrote because it's kind of like I have a rough draft and that makes me happy. So I'm gonna work based on that. So you're gonna need a pen or a pencil. It's trying to run out of juice. There we go. 33% charge, that's why. There we go. Okay, so you're gonna need a pen or a pencil. You're gonna need your primary journal if you're writing from your primary journal. And you're gonna need this second page in your author's workbook, my story plan, okay? And I'm gonna look here at the story I already wrote, and I'm gonna think about what happens in the beginning, middle, and end of the story, okay? So looking here, in the beginning, I have my fox in the forest racing her friends, right? Okay, so I'm gonna name my fox this time because I think I want her to have a name. She's gonna be Fiona the fox. Okay, so I'm gonna say beginning. I'm just gonna write one sentence for each, just a summary of what happens in the beginning. So Fiona the fox is racing, and just sounding it out the best I can, her friends in the forest. Okay? And I want you to underline your character and your setting. So my character is Fiona the fox. My setting is the forest because I want those introduced in the beginning of your story. Okay, so again, underline your character and your setting. Okay, I'm gonna write my name here. There we go. Okay, in the middle, what happens is the problem of my story, okay? So I've introduced what's going on, and then now a problem occurs in the middle. So think about it like a mountain, right? We're kind of like introducing the story and then, okay, so what happens? She got lost, right? So during a race, she got lost and couldn't find her friends. Okay. So I'm gonna say during the race, she got lost and could not find her friends. Okay, so that's my problem. Okay, so beginning has my character and setting. The middle has my problem or my conflict. And the end is going to have my resolution or my solution. Okay, so how I solve the problem. So she's lost in the forest. She's looking everywhere for her friend. She feels really scared, right? We'll add those details later on. And then what happens at the end of my story is that her friends were hiding. She finds her friends and they help her home. Okay, so I'm gonna write here, so Fiona, let's say Fiona's friends were, hiding and they helped her home. Okay, so I have my beginning, middle, and end. I have my character, my setting. The middle is my problem. And the end is my solution. Okay. And I'm just writing character and setting here. Okay. So just as long as you make sure that you have those 4 things in your story, you're good to go, okay? And if you would like to name your character, you can. Okay, and then tomorrow we will do more with our story. So you'll get to make a front cover of your book, and then we will write our beginning part of our story, okay? And then each day you'll write a new part. So then the next day you'll write the middle. The day after that you'll write the last page. And then on the final day you'll get to read your story. All right, you got this. Remember to take a picture of your beginning, middle, end. I just don't want you to forget. Take a picture of this too because I want to see your story plan, okay? All right, you got this.